So my stance is that capitalism is a lot more effective and efficient than socialism. And here are the two definitions of capitalism and socialism, because we need to have a good grasp and understanding about the two before we can even start debating about it. Capitalism is based on individual initiative and favors market mechanisms over government intervention. And socialism is based on government planning and limitations on private control of resources. So as I can take from socialism is that the government wants to control you. There's a funny saying that the scariest words you can ever hear is that we are with the government and we are here. So the point of this podcast that I wanted to make was to have the opportunity to educate people about the manifold failures of socialism and the miraculous advances the world has made under free enterprise. So capitalism to me means free economic and political freedom. And with socialism, there's no middle class, and 52% of Americans are the middle class. And so what would you think that the 52 Americans, if we went to socialism, would tank, under poverty? And so capitalism ensures their own choices with private property. About capitalism is the better life it has brought to billions of people, the diversity and freedom of choice. It celebrates the individual responsibility. It encourages the continued miracle of Adam Smith's invisible hand and the rejection of government planning, because that always leads to dictatorship. There's many countries as we can look. Sorry, what?
Oh yeah, I was going to say what. Okay, continue, please. Please continue.
Sorry, you're breaking up. What?
Oh, please continue.
Oh, okay. So we can look at so my question to you is, as we look at other countries, most countries do not work with socialism. Can you tell me one country that has benefited and has grown since it's changed to socialism?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to direct what your characterization of socialism and capitalism. If you were saying was 100% correct, I would support capitalism. But there's one small problem. That's not what socialism is, and that's not what capitalism is. Capitalism is defined by private ownership of the means of production. So think of Amazon. It's owned by Jeff Bezos and a multitude of other investors. While under a system of socialism, you'll either have that owned by the government or owned by the actual workers at Amazon. Now, managed to go from a third world, backwards, semi-feudal nation into the second most powerful nation in the world, with control of the Communist Party, with their socialist policies. They were managed to double life expectancy and have for most of its existence have the people of the USSR have more calories per in a day, so more food in a day, than people in the US.
When you have a person who goes to college and works their butt off and takes out student loans, and just to become a boss one day, you think that they should share their money with someone who sits home and plays video games?
No, again, that is not. You're kind of straw manning the point of socialism. That's quite a common misconception. Again, if socialism was everyone gets paid the same, I would not support socialism. But again, it's not exactly a fair comparison.
You just told me I can't.
I said it can, but it's not a fair comparison. I can compare myself to, I don't know, LeBron James and my basketball abilities. Yes. It wouldn't be a fair comparison because I don't even play basketball.
Correct.
He's one of the best in the world. So it's not exactly a fair comparison.
But
however, let's see, with the next 10 years, I become insanely good. I become the second best player. It's impressive that if I then, over the course of about 10 years, let's say, 20 years even, and I then become the second best player in the NBA while facing multiple injuries, if I then had to face that and became second best player in the world, it would be impressive that I would be able to get to that position.
So, but you just told me.
Betting this way, betting this way, betting this way. It's impressive that we were able to compare them in the first place. Yes, go on.
Okay, so but you just compared yourself to LeBron James, right?
Yes.
And yourself, and then you said basketball, and then you said I can't play basketball. I've never played. So then why are you comparing him then? Because you said that socialistic countries are great, they're booming, they've exceeded all odds.
No, what I'm saying, if you look at
I
Russia
should be
in
able to
particular,
compare them fairly.
if you're looking at the nation of Russia, the amount of it was doing terribly. To try and even, however, it's still unfair to compare them. But the fact that people may even compare them is impressive on its own. The fact that they were
Okay,
on the same level,
see,
according to some
excuse
people,
me.
is impressive on its own. The fact, however, in a lot of ways, the USSR that has done a lot better than the US, particularly with food. People in the USSR had more food, and they had more food each day than people in the US.
Okay, so we're just going down rabbit holes at this point, but I'm gonna make one last statement. You keep telling me that it's not fair, to compare, and then they beat all odds. But maybe if they tried capitalism, they wouldn't have to beat all odds. Carlos, you can take over.